Alright, let's talk about something we all take for granted. Electricity. You flip a switch, the lights come on, your phone charges, and you can binge watch your favorite shows for hours. Simple, right? Well, not so much in Burkina Faso. This West African nation has one of the lowest electrification rates on the planet. Imagine trying to run a business, study for an exam, or even keep medicine cold when the power is a maybe, not a guarantee. It's a massive challenge that touches every single part of life. From the economy to education. Welcome to Adare, Africa. Thanks for watching. The government there knows this, and they have a goal that is both ambitious and absolutely necessary. They want to double their electricity production by 2030. That's a huge leap, and it means they need a powerful, reliable energy source to make it happen. So, how do you go from very little electricity to a whole lot of it, quickly? For Burkina Faso, the answer they're exploring is a big one: nuclear energy. Now I know what you're thinking. Nuclear. Isn't that the stuff of spy movies and superhero origin stories? And yes, it is. But it's also a source of massive, clean and consistent power. Unlike solar or wind, which depend on the weather, a nuclear power plant just keeps on going 24/7. For a country looking to build its future and provide stable power for its people and industries, this kind of reliability is incredibly attractive. It's a bold move, a giant step into a high-tech world, but it's a move they believe is essential for their national development and to finally give everyone access to dependable power. This isn't just about keeping the lights on in people's homes, though that's a huge part of it. Think bigger. Consistent energy is the backbone of a modern economy. It powers factories, enables digital innovation, and supports critical infrastructure like hospitals and water treatment facilities. Without it, a country is stuck in a cycle of underdevelopment. Burkina Faso's leadership under President Ibrahim Traoré sees this energy deficit as a fundamental barrier to progress. They're looking at nuclear power not just as an electrical solution, but as a national project that could transform the country's entire economic landscape, creating opportunities that were previously unimaginable and setting the stage for a more prosperous and self-sufficient future for all its citizens. The decision to pursue nuclear energy is a declaration of intent. It says, we are ready to play in the big leagues. It's a signal to the world that Burkina Faso is serious about tackling its most pressing challenges head-on with cutting-edge technology. Of course, this path is not a simple one. It is filled with technical, financial, and political hurdles. But the vision is clear: a future where every Burkinabe citizen has the power they need to thrive. This dream of energy independence is what's driving this ambitious partnership and why the country is willing to take on the complexities of the atomic age. It's a high-stakes gamble, but the potential payoff is nothing less than the complete transformation of their nation. So, you've decided you want to go nuclear. Great! But you can't just order a power plant on Amazon. It's a bit more complicated than that. This is where Russia and its state-owned atomic energy giant, ROSATOM, enter the picture. The relationship between Burkina Faso and Russia has been getting cozier lately, and this nuclear deal is the crown jewel. It all started to get serious in October 2023, when the two sides signed a memorandum of understanding. Think of this as the "let's start dating" phase of international diplomacy. It was a formal way of saying, hey, we're both interested in this peaceful nuclear energy thing, let's explore it. This wasn't just a low-level meeting. It had the full backing of both governments, setting the stage for everything to come. Things moved pretty fast after that. By March 2024, they had laid out a roadmap. This is where it gets real. A roadmap isn't just a friendly agreement. It's a step-by-step plan. It outlines what needs to happen, who needs to do it, and when. It's the detailed blueprint for building a nuclear program from the ground up. Then, in June 2024, another key piece fell into place with an agreement focused specifically on training. Because you can have the fanciest nuclear reactor in the world, but if nobody knows how to run it, it's just a very expensive piece of modern art. This focus on education showed that the plan was about building local capacity, not just importing foreign tech. It was a clear signal that this was meant to be a long-term, sustainable partnership. The political support for this project goes all the way to the top. We're talking presidential-level involvement. In May 2025, Burkina Faso's President Ibrahim Traoré met with Russian President Vladimir Putin, with the head of ROSATOM, Alexei Likachev, right there in the room. You don't get much more high-level than that. President Traoré made it clear what his country needed. Not just a power plant, but also technology transfer and help developing their own engineering talent. This wasn't just a purchase. It was a plea for a partnership that would uplift his country's scientific and technical abilities for generations to come. The goal was to build not just a plant, but a knowledge base. The whole process reached a major climax just a couple of days ago on June 19, 2025. That's when the final administrative document of the intergovernmental agreement was officially signed. This was the big one, the final green light that turns all the previous talks and memorandums into a concrete, actionable plan. This document allows for broad cooperation on building nuclear infrastructure for peaceful purposes. With this signature, Burkina Faso is now officially on the path to becoming a nuclear-capable nation. The ball is now in ROSATOM's court to come back with a detailed technical and financial offer. From handshakes to a full-blown roadmap, this journey has been a masterclass in modern diplomacy and strategic planning. The biggest, most obvious promise of this nuclear deal is, of course, a massive boost in electricity. For a country aiming to double its power output, a nuclear power plant is like hitting the jackpot. It's a source of baseload power, meaning it provides a steady, reliable flow of electricity day and night, rain or shine. This is the kind of power that can support heavy industry, expand the national grid to rural areas that have never had electricity, and create a stable environment for businesses to invest and grow. Beyond just more power, this project promises to create a whole new sector of high-skilled jobs. We're not just talking about the people who will run the plant, we're talking about engineers, scientists, technicians, and construction workers who will be needed to build and maintain it. And this is where the focus on education becomes so critical. Russia has already more than doubled the number of government scholarships for Burkinabe students for the 2024 to 2025 academic year. The plan isn't just to fly in Russian experts to do everything. The goal is to train a new generation of Burkinabe nuclear specialists. President Traoré has even talked about opening branches of Russian universities in Burkina Faso itself, creating a local pipeline of talent. This is about building human capital. It's a long-term investment that could have benefits far beyond the energy sector, raising the country's overall scientific and technical capabilities and empowering its own citizens to manage their technological future. However, let's be real, this is not going to be a walk in the park. The first major hurdle is the price tag. Nuclear power plants are incredibly expensive to build. We're talking billions of dollars. For a country like Burkina Faso, securing that kind of funding is a monumental challenge. The final technical and financial offer from ROSATOM will be a make-or-break moment. How will the project be financed? Will it be through loans, investments, or some other creative arrangement? The financial details will determine whether this dream can actually become a reality. And it's a question that looms large over the entire endeavor. Getting the money is step one, and it's a giant step. Then there's the issue of security and stability. Building and operating a nuclear facility requires an extremely secure and stable environment, and that's something Burkina Faso has struggled with. The country is currently facing significant internal security challenges. The international community, while supportive in principle, the International Atomic Energy Agency has endorsed the project, will be watching very closely to see how these risks are managed. Ensuring the safety and security of nuclear materials and facilities is non-negotiable. So, while the promise of abundant energy and skilled jobs is tantalizing, the path is loaded with serious challenges that will require careful planning, massive investment, and a stable political landscape to overcome. This partnership is much more than a simple business transaction. It's a major strategic move for both Burkina Faso and Russia. For Burkina Faso, it represents a powerful pivot on the world stage. By pursuing nuclear energy with Russia, the country is diversifying its international partnerships and asserting its sovereignty. It's a clear statement that they are choosing their own path to development, free from their historical colonial ties. This deal provides them with a tangible solution to their most critical domestic problem, the energy deficit, while simultaneously elevating their geopolitical standing. It's an opportunity to leapfrog technologically and secure a level of energy independence that was previously unthinkable, charting a new course for the nation's future. For Russia, this deal is a significant geopolitical victory. It strengthens Moscow's influence in Africa, particularly in the Sahel region, where it has been steadily building relationships. By becoming the go-to partner for high-tech strategic infrastructure like a nuclear power plant, Russia positions itself as a key ally for African nations looking for alternatives to Western partners. This isn't just about selling a reactor, it's about establishing a long-term presence that spans decades, covering everything from construction and fuel supply to training and waste management. It cements a deep economic and political relationship, showcasing Russia's technological prowess and expanding its sphere of influence on the continent. Every new partnership like this is a win for Russia's foreign policy goals. The collaboration extends far beyond the nuclear plant itself. In the past couple of years, we've seen Russia reopen its embassy in Ouagadougou after 30 years, establish a Russia House to promote its language and culture, and provide significant humanitarian aid, including tens of thousands of tons of grain and medical supplies. This is a full-spectrum approach to building an alliance. This is Adare Africa. Thanks for watching. The nuclear deal is the technological centerpiece of a much broader and deeper relationship. It's being built on a foundation of diplomatic, cultural, and humanitarian engagement, which makes the partnership more resilient and multifaceted. It shows a commitment from Russia that goes beyond a single project, aiming for a comprehensive, long-lasting alliance. Looking ahead, the success of this project could light up more than just homes in Burkina Faso. It could illuminate a new path for development and international cooperation in Africa. If this partnership succeeds, it could serve as a model for other African nations facing similar energy challenges. It demonstrates a future where countries can pursue ambitious technological goals with the help of new global partners. While the road ahead is undoubtedly complex and filled with obstacles, the potential is immense. Today, as we stand on June 21, 2025, this nuclear leap represents a beacon of hope, a powerful symbol of a nation taking control of its destiny, and a partnership that could reshape the energy and political map of West Africa for